Alright guys, welcome back here to, it's going to be the Copper State 500. Well, the first 70 miles are already in action there, so already have had, of course, occurred. Now, thank you very much to David, I think it was Mir, did some great help here for me. He was actually able to kind of let me know that Austin Bigler, or I guess you'd say Jason Leonard, would not have taken the spot for Austin Bigler because of the fact that he already had a star. So he had a star rating, so Austin Bigler would have not allowed Justin Leonard to have moved up. So as such, he would have stayed there, so Austin would have stayed in this spot here in the top. And so we're going to take it as it is, of course, and we're just going to basically move Austin and Jason and switch them back so that Jason's down here and Austin's right here. The reason being is because I think when I did all the rolls, I might have missed that he had a star quality, and so basically because of the fact that those occurred, we'll just basically flip Jason and Austin. And so Austin's actually the race leader currently, and he actually is, the TV event guy, which is great. So out of the pit here we have some fast action here, so let's check it out here as we roll the dice again. Got the dice to roll here. Alright, so 5, that's going to be actually the bottom group here. So the bottom group is going to have our little action here, so I'm going to make sure I get my red, white, and blue settings here just so I have that all set up on my end. Okay, just getting the paperwork all set up here. Sometimes you gotta get these things set up before you film, so I should have done that before, but got it all set up here for me. Alright, so 5 is gonna be the bottom group here, and then 3 is 6. Control. So control means anyone from here, I believe, would be able to challenge the middle group here. So let's get right to it and look through who's going to be challenging the middle group here from the bottom. Alright, so with a couple of racers you have to go through here, we're going to see a big change here in this first 10 miles here out of the pit row here. So it's going to be 6, which will be control. So let's see, we got to roll for control here. Who's going to be going through and trying to race for the action here? So let's see here. I believe how you're just going to do this is just go right through the list, I suppose. That's a lot of drivers, man. Jeez. I mean, are we sure we're supposed to do all of these guys? I mean, there's a ton of control guys. Alright, let's do it here. And then I think, and you're going to take second place in the bottom stack. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start rolling here. So Alex Hodge here. Let's see what happens here as we roll here for control here. So I believe we have to roll here for who he's going to take the place of. So, okay, so red, white, and blue here. So 4, 1. So 4, does he have 4? He does here. So he has 4 little stars there, or 4 squares. So I'll be moving here to the 1 here. Okay, so 1 will be here, and since he's an even number here, it'll be over to Chris Wine here, and 1. So 1 is, as long as it's within that 1 here, so 1 and 2, so he has 1 and 2, so Chris Wine's going to defend that, and we'll be good to go there. So, okay, I guess do we have to go through all of these guys, really? Give me 1 second, guys. Let me check it out. Make sure. I want to make sure that, because it's a lot of guys here that I have to go through. That's, whew. I mean, my goodness, that's a lot of guys. As far as I can see, guys, here, looks like Alex Hodge has lost the challenge there, and we'll keep on going down. We actually do have to go through the whole bottom list here, so it's kind of a lot of rolls here, but nonetheless, Denny Baker does not have the control, so we'll keep on going down here. Kevin Pettis. Pettis does not have it. Control, though. Dick Exum does, so let's roll here. Okay, so 4, he does not have a 4, so he does not pass there, so he cannot go up anyways. So this does kind of go faster here, so let's keep rolling here. I rolled it already for the next guy there until we see control again here. Jimmy Velasco, 4 here, and 4 does, so it looks like it passes. He's going to go to the 2, so 2 is over here to and it's even, so it's Jason Leonard's place here, and it looks like a 4, so it looks like he does not have, so he has 1 and 2, but Jason's going to use his performance die here to win that, and it's going to push, I guess it would be Jimmy Velasco back to the bottom there, and unfortunately he won't be able to move around there because he won it already. So Vic Holder's got control here. Let's keep rolling here. Okay, red, white, and blue, 3. He does have 3, so let's go to 1 here. So 3, and it's odd, so it's going to go over to Julie Justice, and 1 will be control and star, so he will stay there. He'll stave off the challenge there. Randy Kendrick does not. Control, Greg Carl does, the 421 car. Okay, 3. He does have 3 there, so he's going to push the metal here to, I guess, push the pedal to the metal here. 6. So 6 is going to be these guys. Odd is going to be Lonnie Lane. 2, he has control, so he gets 1 extra, plus a star, or a burst. That'll be 2, so he holds off Greg Carl there. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so Brooks Bilovich. Okay, so he doesn't have 1 either. Marlon Gary. 6, he does not win that one, so it looks like he could not pedal to the metal there anymore. Kurt Bryson with what looks like, I don't even know what that is, as emblem is there on his car there, so his stickers there. So 3, he passes by, no problem there. 4 is going to be, let's see here, odd is going to be Cam Croyle, and so he does not have the reflex or the control trait, so he only has the burst, but he will use his performance chip as well to fend off. You do not want to go into the bottom, especially you do not want to go in the bottom at all during this time period, especially on a big shift like this. All right, Chuck Tufaro, he has 1 there, so the Hyundai 30 car. 1, he makes it there. 2 is going to go over here, and then an odd will be Pete McAtee. So 2, he holds it off because he has 2 bursts, so he holds off Chuck's attempt there. As we get into the more higher ranked guys here, you're going to see a little bit more skill coming out of these guys here. So 4, Craig does have that. 1, and then it's an even number, so we're going to go to Chris Wine again. 4. Now, he does not have 4, but he will use his performance chip as well to fend off Craig. Okay, Monica Merrick, the one that likes to bump everybody and kind of get thrown off there. 5, she does not pass there. Control. Sean has control there, so we're going to continue on with our checks here. 5 again, he does not get it there. Okay, the number 8 car here, number 8 Ford. 53, or 53, I apologize. 5 is over his 4, so he won't be doing that. Okay, Carrie does not have control. And Sunny Swain. Sunny Sunshine Toyota 42 car, 5. He does not have a 5 there, so he does not get it. Alright, Scott Strickle has control. Let's see his X'd out Toyota car here. 2, so he's going to be able to check it up there. And then 1, it's going to be over here. And even, so that's an even, so it's going to go over to Chris. And it's a 4, so he does not have the ability to stop it. So control plus star means that he will actually have to... he will have to actually switch spots with Scott there. So it looks like Scott actually makes a big move there as he takes into 8th place there. And Chris Wine will actually go back down into the bottom group there. Lots of play here, guys. This middle group sometimes gets a lot of the kind of frustrating plays here. So Mark is already done, and Billy Brett, 88 Toyota, he has control and 4, so 2 is good there. 3 is where we're looking at, so 3 is going to be over here, and it's an even, so Jordy Pettis. Now, Jordy Pettis is looking for 4. He has a control, so that's 1, 2 stars is 2, 3, so he can't get it, but we're going to put the performance chip down, and he will fend off Billy Brett's move there. So, with that being said, we only had 1 move in that entire turn, so it's always good to note there, guys. As you, of course, can see, a lot of action can occur when you use the bottom cards there, so with 80 laps to go, or not 80 laps, but with 80 miles already taken into account, the action's starting to heat up there, so that's a great little notation to have there, guys. Let's keep on going to the 90th mile. Okay, so skill in the toe here. We're going to do the same thing we did last time here. We're going to roll. And as we do so, we're going to look at the skill check here. So looks like Austin Bigler, the race leader, is not going to be the one that has to worry about here. A lot of middle groups here, a lot of shakeups in the middle. So Alex Hodge has the skill trait. So 1's going to go through no problem. 6 is going to go over to the even, and that'll be Parnell Drake. So Parnell Drake, 2, so, or I apologize, yes, that's going to be even, yep. So 2, or no, odd, it's going to be over to Lonnie Lane. So odd with the 2. So he doesn't have the trait, but he does have a star. So it looks like Alex Hodge will actually take his spot there in that 10-mile stretch. And Lonnie Lane has moved all the way down to the 43rd spot there in that 10-mile stretch. Not very good driving there on his part there. Okay, so 1 here for Denny Baker here, 1, and then a 4. So that's going to go over to the odd section here. So Cam Croyle, and he has to have a 1. He does have a 1, so no problem there. Skill for Kevin Pettis. Let's check that out here. 6. He does not have 6. No, 6 is an automatic 1 there. Definitely isn't going to have it there. Dick Exum does not have skill. Ryan Mooney does not have skill either. But Mike Dawson does. Let's check that out. So 2, he does have has 4, so we're good there. 2 is going to go over to this one right here, and it'll be over to Jason Leonard. And 3 is what we're looking for. He does not have that, so it looks like Mike Dawson is going to be the one that takes over for Jason Leonard there. So it looks like Mike Dawson as well took over some good maneuvers here in that 10-mile stretch. Mooch Thomas in the 20 Toyota car here. 2 is going to pass him by, no problem. And then 4 is going to get him into this little area right here over to Tom Rossi, who hasn't seen action since the pit crew here. So 4 is going to be skill plus those 2 stars. That's 3. So he won't be able to stop it, but he will use his performance chip to keep himself in the middle group there. So that's good action there for him. So we'll keep on going here. Jimmy Velasco does not have it. Neither does Vic Holder. Randy Kendrick does have, though. 4, 6. So it looks like 4 here. And Randy Kendrick does have 4. So that's always good to note there. So we're good to go here. So 3. And then even is going to be over to Jordy Pettis here. And a 6. Well, he's not going to have 6 there. That's an automatic put in right there. So Randy Kendrick shows off that lime green 36 Chevy there and gets him on in. And that'll move into the next skill check here for us. Or the next driver here to see how he's moving here. So 3, 5. So 3 here. Brooks does have that. So, and he's a TV grade driver, so it's always good to have him up in the middle and top group there. So let's see here. So we have 6 will be over here, and then odd will be Alex Hedge, who did move up this last turn here. 5. Well, he's not going to have 5 there, even if he has 2 stars there. 5 is a top-notch driver there. So Brooks will get into that top spot there. And looks like Marlon McGarry is going to make some moves here as well. So 1, that's good for him. 1 is also going to go over to here, which will be over to Julie Justice. And he does have the skill check. And he's only looking for a 1, so he'll actually fend off Marlon there. Definitely not the best spot there for Marlon. Looks like he was just trying to make a maneuver off of the corner turn there, and just never was going to happen there. Kurt Bryson with the strange emblem there in the 57 car. 2, he's going to pass there, no problem. 2 is going to be over to... looks like it's going to be over to Mike Dawson, who does not have it. So he has a skill 1, yes, 1, but he does not have 2. So that'll keep... Kurt Bryson in that spot there, and absolutely gets that 10th spot there. So good for him. Chuck Tufaro, 5. So 5 is going to be here. 5 is not going to pass him. Well, he actually doesn't have that, so I apologize. We're going to look over at Craig. He does have the skill check, so 5 is not going to pass him either. So it looks like he's going to fail that check, so he won't be able to move up. Monica Merrick does not have the skill. She only has the control, reflex, and smart. Sean Hashagen, or something like that, I think it is. 6 red here, so that will pass by him. It's too hard of one there for her, or him there. So Sean goes down. Marty does not have skill. Carrie Cacciola, 5. He has 4, so he won't be able to do it. And then Sonny Swain does have it there. 2, so that'll pass by, or pass that check there, so good to go. 5 over to here, and that'll be over to Trevor Trostel, who hasn't had the action since the pit stop as well. And 3, so he has the skill, right? Skill plus a star. Now, because he has a skill plus a star there, it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't change your check, your challenge check. I can check real quick here just to see, make sure. I want to make sure I have that opportunity to verify here, because I think that's how it works here. The extra person here. So let's see here. If fitting hat driver has the indicated quality, trigger the challenge. He gets a bonus brake symbol. Let's see here. I think it also says any top driver, blah, blah, blah. Gets a quality bonus burst symbol. If it's a star quality, he gets 2 bonus break symbols. Okay, there you go. So he gets 2 bonus break symbols because it's a star one. So he has 2 stars right there and then a star there, which makes it 3. So he actually fends off Sunny. So I was wrong there, guys. So Sunny does actually get fended off by Trevor Trostle's great driving there. Chris does have it there, so he's going to try the Captain America 15 Chevy here. Great shot there, 2, so he's on there. So 6 is going to go over to Parnell Drake, hot and spicy there. And he is looking for a 2, but he has 1 skill, and that's just it. So he's going to switch spots with Chris Wine there, and Chris will actually make his way right back up into the middle group after losing it there. Mark 4th does have a skill check there, so he does have the skill attribute. So that's 1, so he'll pass that. 6, and then over to the odd, Brooks. And he does have the skill, and he's only trying to get 1 point, and the skill does give him that. So that'll push him back down and fend off that last check. And Billy Barrett, the 88 Toyota here, 3. That passes him there. 3 over to here, which will be the even. And 4 is what we're looking for here. Skill plus no burst. That's only 1, so he won't be able to fend it off. And Billy Barrett will move in. So I hope you guys could understand that a little bit. It's a little strange. It's almost like you're just basically checking to see if by chance they can fend off the drivers. Basically, the best way I think of it is that each driver makes a move during that 10-mile stretch against one specific driver, and that one specific move was caught on TV. That's how I look at this, right? I think it's a very cool idea if you think about it in a TV sense, that this move was made and then one of these drivers had to fend him off, and he was able to, then he staved off the attack, but if not, he didn't be able to do that during that 10-mile stretch. So just kind of good to note there. But as right now, you can see here that there's only 4 drivers who still have their performance chips, which is really interesting here, as it only has been 2 moves there, guys. And now we're into the 100th mile here, so we're actually almost a 5th way through here after this mile here, or after this check here. We'll be through the 5th way through the Copper State 500. All right, so this will be the last 10 miles here of this video here, this segment here. So we'll keep it nice and smooth. We'll try to keep these short and sweet here, so you guys can kind of watch them in kind of entirety. I know the last one kind of rolled a little longer than I really wanted it to, but it's gonna be 3. So 3 is this one here. So 3 will be the middle group here, because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 for the bottom group. So 3 will be bottom, or the middle group here. So 6. So we're going to go to control. We're going to look at the control for the race cam here. So we're going to keep looking through these guys here as we look who can see from bottom to the top. All right, so with 100 miles getting in tow here, let's look and see who has control. So the first one up here is going to be Chris Wine here. Let's see who he's going to try to take over the position here. Okay, so 1, so he does. So he has 4, so he does pass the pedal check there. 6 will be Stu Urich, and then 1 is already going to be able to pass that. So Stu definitely passes that because he does have the control trait, and he has the burst, and then he also gets 1 point for being in the top group. So basically, if it's a 1, these guys all automatically pass. So it looks like Chris Wine's already done. Gary Pine is going to be the one we're looking at next. 6, that's an automatic fail, so Gary could not do so. Trevor Trostle, oh geez, that was bad. All right, so there we go. All right, so 6 again on the red, so Trevor fails that one. Now he could, because he has the performance there, he could try, I guess he could try and use that. Let me check here. Can use a performance chip to win a challenge or duel. I guess he couldn't technically, do it because it failed, so like he failed to even pass his check, so he couldn't use it then. He had to actually pass the pedal check to see if he could push the gas, I guess you'd say. So let's keep going here, guys. So Tom Rossi, 4. So 4, he has 4, no problem there. 2, so 2 is going to be the Ray Bob Walker there, and it's going to be 4. So this will be interesting. So control, he has 1. burst, he has 2, and then being part of the top group, he has 3. But that, my friends, will push Ray Bob Walker down, and it'll move up Tom Rossi. So big move there by the 92 Chevy there, as Tom Rossi. Let's bring him into focus real quick, guys, and check out what's going on with him this fun experience here. So it looks like he is looking to build on a strong 2015 season. He is one of Scram's most dependably great drivers. Absolutely, you can see there as he took over Ray Bob Walker's spot there. So control is going to go over to Wayne Montana here, who does have a performance chip, so he's going to get that no problem. So 3, and then a 5 white is going to push us over to Joey Wilson. He's going to try to contend with him, and I think he's going to easily do so. So control is 1, so he has 1, and then he has another 2 for being in the top group, so he's able to beat that. But Wayne Montana has a performance chip, and he will use that. So Wayne's going to actually use that to win a challenge there, even though he was going to lose it there because Joey fended it off. He's going to use that to fend that off as well. So he's going to win, and so Joey's going to move down, and Wayne Montana will move up. Billy Brett's going to come up here. He's going to make some moves here in the last 10 miles here. He actually moved all the way up there, so good for him there. As you can see here, he moved from the, I think it was like the 30, like the thing, the 20, was it 20th or 21st spot there. Now within 10-15 miles, he's already going to be moving up to possibly the top group here. So 5, and 5 will not be checked. So that's all good talk, but not action. All right, Pete McAtee, he has control, so let's roll that here. Okay, let's roll here for us. 1 red, so he'll pass that, no problem. 6 is going to be Stu Urich, which is a 6 blue, and that's an automatic move up. So he cannot handle Pete McAtee's spin and control there. So he moves over to the 7th spot there. So Kurt Bryson, he has control. A lot of control drivers in this middle group. It looks like everyone's kind of keeping their paces from each other. So 2 red will be just fine for Kurt Bryson, I apologize. So Kurt Bryson has no problem getting that there. 2 is going to be over to Tom Rossi, who just moved up there. 4. So let's see here. So he has control. 1. 2 bursts, so that's 3 total. And then he's in the top group, so that's 4. So he will be able to hold off Kurt Bryson. So tough move there for Kurt Bryson as he tried to go against a really great driver there, Tom Rossi. All right, so 4 is going to be over to Julie Justice. 4 here, so he has 4 on the pedal to the metal, as you guys can see there. So he'll pass no problem. It's going to be a 6 driver here, so Pete McAtee, and then it's going to be a 6 blue. Wow, guys. Now, knowing that both drivers have performance chips, okay, it's kind of a thing for me to think about whether or not they would use it, okay? So if Pete McAtee, being in the top group, saw how good Julie Justice is doing here, it's kind of a big deal. So they're going to use him, okay? So they're both going to try to use him because he's going to fail this check. He's not going to be able to handle the 6, right? Because he's got control 1 plus 2 stars, 2, 3, and then of course he's in the top group for 4, so he could not be able to pass it. But if you guys notice in the rule, it says also note that if both challengers and defender have a performance chip, then the red, white, and blue roll will determine who wins the challenge, and an additional odd, even die roll will determine whether both drivers spend a chip odd or both drivers retain their chips even. Finally, note that the performance chips cannot be carried by drivers in the bottom group if a driver blah blah blah, so it makes sense. But the idea is, so at this point, we're just going to basically roll. We're gonna an addition and an additional odd even die roll will determine whether both drivers spend a chip or not. So let's see. So yes, they'll both use their chips, or no, they're not going to use. One's going to retain. So both drivers spend a chip, or both drivers retain their chips. So they retain, they use. Okay, so let's roll that real quick here, guys. So it looks like they keep. They don't use them. So both drivers don't use them. They keep their chips, and they kind of basically they fall within what the red, white, and blue die said. That's kind of how we work it, right? We want to make sure, because Pete McAtee sees in the back that Julie's doing great. So looks like Pete McAtee's going to move down here because he saw how he's doing great, but he won't be able to stop Julie. But we'll keep it going here, guys. So as the race action is going to start kind of unfolding here real quick, we're going to have Scott Steckel as the last driver here, and Toyota 5 X-Out car here. So 2, he will pass that check. 1 is going to go over to Francisco Segovia. And then 5. Wow, tough spot here for Segovia. He does have control, that's 1. He does have a burst, that's 2. And he's in the top group, that's 3. But he won't be able to contend with the 5. And so Scott Steckel, definitely a up-and-comer here. As you guys can probably already note here on the driver's list here that I have. I kind of want to keep it funky here and try to keep myself kind of going through here. So it looks like the 5 X out of Scott Steckel looks like fewer laps, likely in 2016 with arrival of Denny Baker, but still considered diamond in the rough. So if you guys notice, Denny Baker driving the number 5 car, but also Scott Steckel is driving the X-Out 5 car. So kind of interesting, as you guys can probably already tell. But nonetheless, guys, it was fantastic here during these last 100 miles here, or 100 miles there, guys. So let's try and see what happens here in the last, or I guess you'd say in the 4 more 100 miles here, guys, at the Copper State 500. Thank you very much for watching here, guys. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I definitely appreciate it. But as you guys can see here,